All right, guys, this could be one of the top picks for an everyday watch. Thanks to Dustin, who sent in this watch. He just bought it, had it sent right over to me. I got to hurry up and get this video done so I can get it back to him because I know he's jonesing to check this thing out and get it on wrist and wear it and implement it into his everyday watch, and systems. But I think he definitely did his homework and picked a really good watch to do so. This is the Citizen pmd56 2952. This is a JDM model, or Japanese domestic model. There is, I'm not sure how many different colorways there are. I did notice there's another green dial one, which looks really cool as well. I think I would opt for this particular one myself. Of course, you have the date function. It is radio controlled, but if I'm reading things right, when I looked it up on the web, I think it only works on the Japan tower. I don't know that it works in the US. I did try to get a signal from it, and I don't know how to force it. I'm not going to go through the manual. I'm not going to give you an instructional video on this. This thing, you have to set it all up, and it does a bunch of different things. And of course, you can see on the dial there, it says no. So that stands for no signal, which this one has not received its signal in the United States. So I'm pretty sure it is for the Japan tower. I think that information is correct. There's other things, you can see it jumps back and it just goes right back to the time. That has the Perfex system in this, which is both for shock rating, and it also keeps that seconds hand ticking dead on those hash marks around there. Like no deviation. It's like perfect. If you're seeing any deviation, I assure you it is the camera angle and the sapphire domed crystal, which has a wonderful domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on it. So extreme legibility for sure. Easy to read dial. You have those nice numbers on there, and then a triangle and a couple of sticks at the 6 and 9 position. Really easy to read handset there. You have a little bit of ProMaster tip on the back side of the yellow seconds hand. You can see you also have the signed ProMaster crown. This is a screw down crown. This watch is completely titanium, but they coat it in a Duratec TIC, which is probably, it could be kind of related to how Seiko does their coating over their titanium and other watches. But I think Citizen might be a little better at it. I think it's holding up better. I haven't worn this a bunch, but I've held enough titanium watches to know when they're going to scratch up and not. And this one just seems like it's a little more durable. It has a DLC coated titanium bezel ring on the outside there too. That's also going to hold up really good with the DLC. So. It houses the H100 quartz movement that Citizen uses in this. I'm sure they use it in other models. I didn't go through the list and verify which other ones they use it in, but it's definitely a smaller package because this watch is only 39, just under 39.5 millimeter. I've read some articles where people were claiming it's 40 mil. It's not 40 mil. I don't get 40 mil on this thing anywhere, and I'll show you. So like if you measure across like at the 8 and 2, I'm at like 39.5. Even if you count the crown, 42.3, that's pretty thin. I guess if you can get 40 if you add this little pusher here. That's not where you measure it though, guys. This is easily a 39.5 millimeter watch. And then the lug to lug is a really short 45. It has a nice turn down on there. There's another pusher there. That's all part of doing the initial setup. Once you get it set up, pretty much I'm not going to have to mess with it again. I'm pretty sure Dustin or somebody set it up originally, and because it's on the current time that I'm at. And it sat in the box. I just got it out. And as soon as I got it out, I wish I could have recorded it. I didn't have the quick presence of mind to do so, but it was kind of cool to watch it like wake up. It just was going round and round, and I didn't think it would ever stop. And it went all the way around over 24 hours, it seemed like, to get around to the correct time setting. 200 meter watch. The thickness of it is only 12 millimeter thin, and that is including that sapphire dome. The lug width is 20 mil. No weird proprietary end link or anything here like you have on the Casio Oceanus, which I'm going to do another video on that. There's actually a new one of those coming out. I'm going to share with you guys soon because that one looks really good too. And then the bracelet does taper down to 18 mil. Killer job on the clasp as well. Like it's kind of like stamped out material for the fold over piece and then the main part of the buckle or clasp, but the this part's obviously milled out, but and you have the really nice classic double pusher, very clean and simple, also maintaining its thinness. But this thing also has a little trick up its sleeve. It has a couple of extra pushers there, and you can adjust this guy out like almost like an easy link or something. I don't know if that's exactly 5 mil, but it gives you that little extra adjustment there without having to do a pin or something like that to do the micro adjust there. You just do it right on the fly right there. So it's always nice to see that on any watch. You can see on the case back here tons of information about the product itself, but it's also really smooth. So of course it says don't open. It's because it's the Eco Drive, and you shouldn't have to. It might have a lifespan or whatever, but it's not sized for my wrist, but I'm gonna give you a wrist shot anyway. Here it is on my 7.25 inch wrist. Wears great. You guys know I'm a huge fan of titanium. It really doesn't transfer the heat or cold as significant as like stainless steel would, and that is nice in my climate where I get the massive cold and some of the heat. So here it is next to a Zin 104. You can see just a little bit smaller and definitely more muted in its finish. So definitely more brushed or titanium classic. Not quite the true classic gray titanium. It could be probably confused to most people as just a nice brushed stainless steel watch. I don't think it looks overly titanium, if that makes sense. So a killer watch. Big thanks to Dustin for lending this guy in. I think I pretty much covered everything except for the price. The price, if you shop around, I don't know if these are starting to become scarce. I kind of have this feeling that they're not super easy to find, but I mean, if you search up the part number, you're going to find it. And there's the green one. Shopping in Japan has it for $562. I've seen a couple of websites, even maybe eBay sources, might have them closer to the $400 mark. So I think you're fine if you find a good seller anywhere from like $400 to $500. I kind of feel like the shopping in Japan price at $562 is just a touch high, but if all the other sources run out, then I guess you got to pay what you got to pay. But you can see this thing is really clean. You can see the ticks on there are really nice. I think those are basically some sort of applied indices on there. I can't really tell if it's punched out in the dial or not, or if it's actually applied. Either way, I'm fine with it. You can see there is some dimension there. It's not just painted on or anything, which is also fine. I don't really care either on that, but you can see a little bit of information around there and definitely clean, easily legible. So I'm going to close you out with a Loom Shot. The Loom is green on this, and it is decently bright. It's not disappointing at all. I'm not sure what formula they use. Some of these JDM brands, they mess around with their own proprietary blends, so it can't necessarily just be like C1 or C3 or something like that. It might be their own little formula or something like that. But it is it's definitely bright, and it seems like it's going to last. So the Loom is also there, so no worries on that department. So let me know what you guys think about this guy. I think it's probably a really killer everyday watch. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.